Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Renee Varnador. This is Soul Portal Journeys, and we are looking at the new moon. We know that new moons set up what's going to be coming in the next 28 days, the next lunation cycle. Okay, so from new moon to new moon, we like to look at what's going on because those are the divine energies that we can work with. And I've noticed in my life that when you work with the energies instead of against the energy, life just seems to go so much easier and more gracefully. So I like it better. So that's why I follow the divine timing. And so thank you for coming in. I like to sing before I start. So I like to get help. I get help from the archangels. So I'm going to sing. So I'm going to turn on the musician music and see how it goes and share the words to the song at the same time, which is kind of complicated. Let's see how I do. Spirits of the East, air and inspiration, Archangel Raphael, please come. Spirits of the South, fiery creative spirits, Archangel Michael, please come. Spirits of the West, watery loving spirits, Archangel Gabriel, please come. Spirits of the North, earth clearing spirits, Archangel Uriel, please come. Spirits of below, Mother of potentiality, Archangel Sandalphon, please come. Spirits of above, by the sky perspective change, Archangel Raziel, please come. Spirits of within, heart space gifts, Archangel Hanael, please come. Okay, so I forgot that once I turn on the musician music, I can't talk. And so I forgot to invite everybody to, move face east and sing and face all the different directions while they're singing. So I'll get used to it. Zoom changed it and I'm still adapting. But anyway, I'm going to pull up this. I'm here with my friend Brenda, and she's in North Carolina. Thank you for joining me, Brenda. And I know I have several people that are going to be watching the replay. So hello and thank you. And let me know, in the comments under the YouTube channel that you watched it and what you thought and how you felt in the different. And did you feel the energies that we're going to be talking about? So I'm going to share the handout again and make sure that everybody has everything they need for the ceremony, which is like, you don't have to have a rattle because I've got music. I've got a very long scarf. So right now we're going to clear our aura just as we settle into this class. I have this aura spray that's got herbs and sacred water in it. So this kind of helps me. I just feel if you don't have anything like that, if you have like a selenite wand, selenite is the crystal that just really helps purify the other crystals that you might have. And sometimes I like to just put it in places, or especially around my head, because I think too much, and I'm one of those. So I like to kind of ease it up, clear it out, clear out the thoughts I don't need for this. What else? Make sure you have some kind of sweet that's also bitter. I like dark chocolate. We're going to use that as part of calling in the guides to help you. And now we're going to light our candle, and our candle is just like saying, okay, I have the spark of the divine within me, and so do you. So we're going to remember that by lighting this candle and just shining our light. So there it is. This is like my soul light, and I'm going to put this candle and take a look at it, be grateful, and then I'm going to place it over here during this ceremony. Also, I have my sacred water here, and I'm going to prep it right now, even though we don't need it yet. And I went to Chalice Wells, which is the heart chakra of the world. So I take a couple of drops of Chalice Wells water and add it, just a couple drops, because one, okay, just that little bit. Now the entire glass of water that I had is sacred Chalice Wells water. So this has lasted me 3 years. So that's pretty cool. And I'm going back in October. If you don't have sacred water, but you know Reiki, you can put a Reiki symbol in the water. If you don't have that, you can put a spiral in the water. So just spiraling in one direction and then spiral it in the other direction. And now what you've created is a vortex. So however you sanctify your water, it is now holy water that we're going to use later in the ceremony after the meditation. So that's the setup for that. So now we're kind of tuning in, and we're looking at the energy. This is a map, the soul portal map. I had this huge opening 5 years ago that completely changed the whole way I feel about my life. I thought I pretty much messed up my life before that, and it was all a big failure, failure. But I don't feel that way anymore after this transition. And I'm like, okay, well, how do I live in this unknown territory of really living as soulfully? And these are the 7 phases that I kept seeing myself move through. And I felt a lot of comfort knowing which phase I was in. Divine timing tells me that I am, and probably you are, at least part of you is in the potentiality phase, because we're in the new moon, and we are ready to open up tomorrow when it's exact on the 17th of June, opening into that energy, that newness, and that what is being conceived. Now, if you're on the East Coast, this is actually happening June 18th, but I'm on the West Coast, so it's happening at like 9:50. I'll show you when we get there. But throughout the month and throughout the cycles and throughout the years, like right now I would say I was definitely in potentiality right now, at a point in my life that's a potentiality, because I'm just moved into a sense of integration, and I'm not quite sure what that looks like. So this is just helpful to me and helpful for people to think about, because some of the phases that we go through, we have cultural judgments about. Oh my gosh, I'm going through a clearing stage where everything I built is destroyed. Well, it's supposed to. It's part of the cycle. And so I don't feel bad about that anymore. Or going into potentiality, it's like, oh my God, I'm not out there achieving something or doing anything. Well, you're supposed to rest periodically. So oh, look, I had a perspective change. That's great. Now it's going to be like that forever. Well, no, because then you get more inspiration. And then with that inspiration, you get to choose which of your inspirational ideas you're going to move forward with and create something. And then what are you going to sustain of all your creations? And what are you going to, say, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. And what are you actually going to be sustaining? And then clearing, I talked about, and then accepting your gifts. The gifts, I just taught a 9-month class and we unpacked our gifts and celebrated how much power we all have after that experience, how we all found our inner confidence in, and how we took back our power from all these cultural ideas we had given it away to. So this is, we're in Palladian energy cycles also. So we're in swirling patterns, spiral patterns of energy that goes in 13-day cycles. And we're in catalyzing evolutionary guidance energy right now, which is a period of both challenges to grow and opportunities to connect with nature and other worlds and dimensions. And so that's happening as part of our 13 days of this energy. And now there's the universal energy right now, which is 11 illuminating, which means that in the day after the new moon, we're going to, or on the 18th, it may be the day of the new moon for people on the East Coast or people in Europe, but it'll be like illuminating energy. And then earth energy is right now, today, we're in feeling energy. So it's like, I'm sensing, I realize I'm not sensing through my body very well right now, but I'll have to tune into that when we do the meditation. So the question that I want you to put in the comments of the YouTube, of this YouTube video is, what otherworldly energies are you connecting with today or tomorrow or the next day when this new moon really comes into exact, when this catalyzing evolutionary guidance cycle completes? So otherworldly energies for me, I like to travel. I like to go to the depths of the ocean and see what's there. I like to travel in the stars and see what's there. We're going to have I'll show you opportunities of stars you connect with. I like to, I'm thinking of moving to Ireland. So I did a little soul travel there and just felt all this amazing richness of the earth and the smell of the earth there. So I was connecting with that. And it was ancient Ireland, so it was otherworldly. So, and I wrote a whole piece about that. So that's what I want in comments on. And Brenda's here with me. You can put something in the chat if you want. You don't have to, but you can. That would be awesome. So this is something that happened yesterday. There are dwarf planets now. Pluto got demoted because there were 10 other planetoids that were discovered with really weird orbits. They weren't like little circles orbiting the sun. They had strange ellipticals with different degrees. And my dwarf planet teacher is telling me that these have to do with really what has been for humanity unconscious and now is becoming conscious. And so we're looking at Sedna, this planet right here, who is the planet of spiritual destiny and transcendence, which is when we're creating things, we go through a period of transcendence when we release what we've created. Like if you're publishing a book and you release it, now it's out in the world. So there's like this transcendent quality, and now you do something else. So there is this publishing a book is just really a metaphor for what is happening within us that we then culminate, integrate, come into wholeness over, and then transcend. So the point with Sedna is that yesterday it entered Gemini after being in Taurus since 1965. So it stays in signs for a very, very long time. And it's going to be, so its entrance into Gemini is a big deal because it was holding this Earth trine with Pluto in Ceres, this blue triangle that you see here that I've been meditating on. And now it's moved into 0 degrees of Gemini. So there's this shift of energy. And what you may see moving from an Earth sign and an Earth trine is that there's a little bit of air coming into this Earth trine. So there's this sense of being grounded because Pluto went back into Capricorn. We're looking at structures again. And now we've got Sedna coming back while Pluto's in Capricorn, taking on the role of the air coming in to this Earth trine so that it opens it out, so that our minds get to expand a little bit more. So it's like Sedna and Pluto are changing places between Earth and air signs. So that's kind of cool if we like to create things. That's what Sedna's doing right now. Our new moon, this is a picture of Pacific time. So it's like 8:36 Pacific time. This new moon happens when this is the glyph of the moon, this is the glyph of the sun, and they're together on the exact same degree, 26 degrees, 43 minutes of Gemini. So they're pretty much, there's only 29 degrees in each sign. So they're 3 degrees away from the moving into Cancer, which is the next sign. So this right here is the symbol for Gemini, the little twins, and that's the symbol. So all of these on the outer rim are the symbols of the zodiac. These are the glyphs in the center, and then these are the degrees. So if you have anything else going on at 26 degrees in your natal chart, then that would be interesting to look at, because there's going to be an aspect, you're going to be more impacted by this new moon than other people. So I know Brenda, she's checking her chart right now to see what the degrees are. Let me know in the chat, Brenda, if you come up with anything. And she is telling me that tapping into the depths of the ocean as I'm creating an art piece featuring my maternal grandfather as he was a deep sea captain. Ooh, I love it. So yes, so there's this whole mythos of Sedna, because she's an Inuit goddess, and she is her whole story is how she ended up in the bottom of the sea, creating all of these fish species so that the Inuit ancient peoples could eat. So that's powerful. So Brenda's got a connection, and maybe please post the work that you're doing on Soul Polar Journey Sisterhood Facebook group, because that will be interesting to comment on so that people can see, well, what do you create with these energies? So I created a poem that I posted on YouTube, and Brenda created some interesting some pieces that have to do with deep sea. That'll be fascinating to see. So we talked about the sun and the moon meeting in the Gemini. We've got little Mercury, who is conjunct this star Aldebaran, and Aldebaran is one of the 4 royal stars, and Aldebaran is associated with Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael, if you want to connect with him, one of the easiest ways to connect with Archangel Michael with Mercury right there, it's easier because Mercury is the planet of communication. And if you want to have a communication with Archangel Michael, then I invite you to imagine that you are wearing this color, because he has a tendency for royal blue. So just imagine you've got this royal blue cape of protection, because he's the Archangel of protection, of this archangelic energy that's in this new moon chart. And so it's going to be with us for the whole month, but it'll be really, when it's exact, because Mercury also moves fast, when it's exact, we're going to really feel and be able to connect to Archangel Michael. So that's exciting. And so we've got all of this beautiful, exciting energies happening, including this. Notice that this triangle is still here. So the one that was up here, when Sedna moved is, wait a minute, the one that was up here was upside down when Sedna changed into Gemini. Okay. And now that's when we had Cancer rising. But now, because we've got Capricorn rising, which is her opposite, we've got this Earth trine right side up. So it's the same trine, the same planets with Circes, the higher octave of the moon, and Sedna and Pluto, which is the planet of transformation. So we can feel this sense of energy. So sometimes when I feel this energy, what I like to do is with my eyes trace the triangle. So I'm like, okay, Circe, Sedna, Pluto, Circe, Sedna, Pluto, and then I do it really fast. And sometimes I go 369, 369, 369. So that's what I do. And then I think about being grounded into the earth, since it is mostly an earth trine, and then welcoming and receiving whatever idea comes in. So that's how I find the energy. If anybody found energy by doing this, if anybody's like watching the replay and just said, okay, wait, I'm going to do that, and you hit pause and you do it, come back and tell us what happened. So that's that. And I was telling you about the star Aldebaran, which is Archangel Michael's sign, and it's in the eye of the bull. So this is, yes, this is happening at the degree of Gemini. Okay. But if you're actually looking at the living sky, the sun is actually hitting stars in the constellation of Taurus, not the constellation of Gemini right now. So we've got the eye of the bull, and the sun and the moon are on Alheka, which is a powerful sign at the tip of the horn of the bull. So when we move into dancing, we can feel this sense of the eye of the bull. I like to use my arms to be the horns of Taurus and just feel the sense of this star on the tip of the horn, to feel the sense of Archangel Michael coming through my eye. And then the Pleiades are kind of over here on the back of Alcyon is really close to a conjunction with the what's going on here too. So these are like the main stars that are being activated by this new moon. And when I read about them online and I read back what the ancient Romans and Greeks thought, and what Ptolemy thought, and what the ancient Arabic people thought in Persia, and what the Chinese people, they're writing about things we don't care about right now. They lived a different kind of life than the life we're stepping into. And so that's why I think it's important to connect to the stars ourselves, to just communicate ourselves when the sun is passing over those stars, so that we kind of get this new idea of what these stars are bringing. And because we're like, all of these archangels, there were 4 archangels in fixed signs, and all of these fixed sign archangel royal stars have moved out of fixed signs and they're into mutable signs, and you can kind of see the dissolving of monarchy throughout the world, and you can kind of see the dissolving because there's a lot of exposing of people that were placing themselves over other people or placing themselves in authority over others that was not beneficial to them. So we're seeing a lot of our sense of authority and who's in authority is changing, and instead of having authorities over us, like, you know, we used to go to church and there was this person that was between us and God, and now we are our own connection and our own connection to design source. We're in our own divine authority. So as not everybody on the planet is experiencing that, but as more and more people are just discovering, you know, there's a lot of people stepping out of cults right now, and you have to have compassion for what they used to be believed, as these old structures are crumbling. So one interesting thing is that the stars, there's Aldebaran, and these stars, there's like main stars that are creating a sacred hoop. As the sun and the moon come together on a point in the sky, this line right here is the ecliptic, where all of the zodiac signs and the planets travel along the ecliptic. And then this is the galaxy, the line of the cross of the galaxy, the edge of the galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. And the solstice happens right at the point of intersection between these two. And I have another picture. This is from astrologer Caitlin Castell. And okay, so I have another picture of that coming up, but I just want to make sure that everybody knows that the June solstice is one of the 4 quarter points of the world, of the year. We have the June solstice over here where the planet is doing this, and we have the December solstice over here where the planet's doing this, whereas northern hemisphere, we're in summer right now. Southern hemisphere, they're in winter right now. So it's like you can't even say summer solstice, winter solstice anymore, because it's June solstice, December solstice, March equinox we had. So that's at the quarter point of equal day and night, and then September equinox, equal day, equal light. So we've got this is like the year, the way the earth moves around the sun during the year, and the fluctuations of temperature. So we're celebrating the coming back of the sun to certain points that the ancients like put in place, like in Stonehenge. Oh, there, between these 2 pillars, this is where the sun's going to rise. And then they moved all the stones thousands of years later, when the sun wasn't doing that anymore. So that's kind of interesting. They're also in Newgrange, Ireland. They pay a lot of attention to what's going on in the winter solstice. But here's a better picture of this star point that we're going to be at until 2017, when right now, at this time in history, we are at the cross point of the ecliptic and the galactic cross. So we have access to the edge of the galaxy. So we have access to really understanding the galactic center, really understanding our galaxy and other galaxies. And you know, we can see that in science, that we've got telescopes that can leave the solar system and take amazing pictures of some of these other galaxies. So we have a connection at the solstice on June 21st for the energies of other galaxies, for the energies of everything along the ecliptic. There's just there's this anchor point that we can feel inside of us. And as we do the meditations, the meditation that I want to take everybody through is how to find within your own heart chakra this soul point that is like a travel point that like moves and opens into your deepest soul, which also is like the portals in the sky that open. So that's in the meditation. So here's you can see the triangle again. It's upside down again. There's Saturn, there's Pluto, there's Circe. And you've got this huge Saturn and the part of fortune. You've got a lot of energies. You've got we've got the star Sirius coming up in about 14 days when the sun moves across to 14 degrees Cancer. We can communicate with the star Sirius. So we've got Venus in Leo right now. And Venus, when she gets to 28 degrees of Leo, she's going to go retrograde. So she's going to come back and she's actually going to be in Leo for 40 days. So I've got something I'm going to talk about later after the meditation to talk about how to honor the Venus cycle. But we can see that most of the planets and points are in this quadrant right now, and that there's a lot of trine energy, a lot of energy that helps us connect and flow with what's happening. We also have during the solstice Pluto on the ascendant. If you're on the West Coast, if you're in San Diego or Rosarito like me, this is where the ascendant is during this solstice. So you might not have this, depending if you redo the chart for the area that you're in, you can kind of see that it might look a little bit different. So we're about to head into the meditation. Brenda, do you have any questions at this point that you want to unmute and ask, or you want to put in the chart? I'm going to just let you, say anything. You're good. Okay. All right. So let me talk about this point I was talking about within us. This is the Vesica Pisces. And this is the circle of spirit. And we've got the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and we've got this sense of overlap. And we're trying to find the center of the center of the center. So this little almond shape here is like the golden halo that they have in Renaissance paintings, and they have around Our Lady of Guadalupe, who is considered a divine mother person who communicated right outside of Mexico City in an old ancient on the site of an old ancient temple. And so she is always depicted with this huge golden halo around her. So we're going to imagine a golden halo around us as a way to help us get into this center, this anchor point within us, the center point. So we've got all this stuff. We're ready. We're going to move around a little bit. I've got some music here. So I'm going to, where is it? Stop sharing. Stop share. Stop share. Okay. So now I'm going to change the music. So now we're going to come back. Okay, so now we're coming back and we are going to be sitting down next to our journal and our pen. So we're going to ground into the meditation. Okay, so just imagine your feet on the ground, or actually feel your feet on the ground, and feel this opening at the bottom of your feet. Now you're on the floor most likely, but if you can then imagine that beyond this floor there is the earth, and if feeling your feet on the earth, grounding yourself into the earth, feeling this sense of groundedness moving towards the earth star chakra 2 feet below the surface of the earth, and just feeling that sense. We called in Archangel Sandalphon, and Archangel Sandalphon holds the earth star chakra. So we can get help from him in finding that groundedness. Because whenever we travel, it's always good to be grounded. Because the extent to which you can open up is the extent to which you are grounded. So feeling that groundedness, pulling up the energy of the earth star chakra up our legs, all the way up our legs to our root chakra, feeling this earth energy in the root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra, and opening, and we feel this beautiful earth energy in our heart chakra, and we leave some of this beautiful earth energy in our heart chakra, and we take the earth energy up to our throat chakra, third eye chakra, crown chakra, and exhale anything we don't need out the top of our head. Now we bring in the beautiful energies of the moon and the sun, as the moon is moving towards the sun at this time. The energies of Mercury on the star Aldebaran, the sun that is about to hit the horn of the bull. So we are looking at all of these energies coming in to help us, all of this starlight, moonlight, sunlight coming in. Feeling now as we move in, bring all of these lights into our heart chakra, we feel the light of the sun and moon and stars in our heart chakra. And we can feel it swirling like 2 circles overlapping within us. This earth energy and this light. And now we take another breath and we center into the center of our heart chakra. And now we take another breath, and behind our heart chakra, there's a vortex bringing us inside from the back side into the heart chakra, where it's meeting the other point within us. And then the last intentional breath coming into that center point, which is the eye of the needle. And we feel this beautiful golden halo light all the way around us, not just on the sides, but all around us, this golden light of this overlap of this moon and star and sun energy mixing with the earth, mixing within our heart chakra from the front side and the back side, coming in to a sense of integration. And we feel this beautiful sense of all of the planets, sun, moon, all the Mercury, all the planets coming in on the ecliptic, seeing all the zodiac signs along the ecliptic, all of these archetypal patterns and energies that are informing us as we move through them. We can connect to them. And intersecting in a few days, these beautiful line of divine timing energy and archetypal pattern, we have the line of the galactic, so that we can take this energy all the way to the edge of the galaxy, so that we can really feel this sense of the galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy that we are in. And we know that we are standing at 0 degrees Cancer. We stand at this point of light, this point of intersection. And we can meditate further on as we approach this energy more and more. And yet we know that these energies are already here to be worked with and understood. They just culminate on June 21st. And we see within us, and we ask the question, what is being conceived? We're at new moon energy. We're at new season energy, new solstice energy, and we can ask the question, what is being conceived? And I'm just going to be quiet with that for a moment and let your soul answer the question. Maybe it answers it in a color, maybe it answers it in a word or a feeling. Whatever comes up for you, maybe it's an image, whatever comes up to you, accept that as the answer to the question, what is being conceived within you on a soul level. And now you slowly realize that your feet are on the ground and that you can move your thumb across your fingers. And anything that you've experienced in this meditation by going within, you can pick up your pen and start writing whatever it was that that you experienced. Whatever it is good. Mm. And you can continue writing if you need to. And you can consider if you want to share. If you're watching the replay, you can stop the video right now and continue writing and then continue on. If we are at the point with the new moon where we are beyond the new moon, I always have people come up with a baby step with a clear intention moving forward with what's revealed. But we don't really want to set our new moon wishes or our clear intentions until after the new moon is completed, until after it goes exact. So what we're doing now is we're exploring this energy, and then we're going to come back to it, like if it's exact for you on Saturday or if it's exact for you on Sunday, so that you might not even make new moon intentions until Sunday. Coming back. And if you want to replay this meditation part of this, then you can go back and replay that part on Sunday and get into the new moon intention. So I'm just going to show that what came to me, I felt that I was holding a royal blue baby in my arms like this, and it was this sense of Archangel Michael coming in to help me bring in more protection energy, more of this royal blue energy in everything that I do. So, Brenda, you can share or you can not share, whatever you want to do. Is there anything that you'd like to comment on the experience?
Sure. I felt like I was in the depth of the ocean,
Mm,
just gently being held by the ocean current.
mm.
Um, so, I just remember feeling the depth of that ocean and the cool waters, and I felt protected. And what came to me is, I am the palace.
Mm.
So I
Oh,
don't know what that means yet, but I'm going to journal about that some more, I think.
definitely. That's definitely journaling worthy. Anything that comes up for us like that, it's like, yeah, we don't know. We can't see it yet. We don't know I don't know what it means to be holding a royal blue baby. I'm certainly not going to be pregnant anytime soon. So, but it's like, okay, so what does this mean? And it's something to meditate on, and it's something to think about it. And the way that you got a statement that you could put on a card or put on it, and put on your mirror and look at it every once in a while as you go by. So sometimes we get those, and it sounds like you got one of those. So that's interesting. And okay, so anybody that wants to share what they got in this meditation under this YouTube on YouTube, please do that, because that will be really helpful to other people. To see what kinds of things will come up for people in this state before the ideas and before the energies are fully formed, and before you can take them and do something with it. What is that like when it's still in the incubator or it's still in the womb? So we're taking, Brenda can think about the statement that came to her while she's drinking water. And I'm going to be thinking about the protection energy, the royal blue protection energy, as I'm drinking this water. So what we're doing when we're drinking this sacred water is we're bringing this, what we felt, we're watering. It's like watering a plant. We noticed, oh, there's a seed there, and we're watering it. So this is what we're going to do right now. And now we can ask for help. We might want to ask some of the, a star, or we might want to ask the moon or the sun or Mercury or Sedna. We might want to ask, like I'm going to ask Archangel Michael for help because he was there. So we're going to eat a little bit of our chocolate. And as we do, it's like we are bringing in communion with the help that we are asking for as we are working on this new thing that's being conceived within us. So if we ask for help, then it's not our ego. I find that my ego runs away with itself and I end up creating weird stuff. And if I'm actually asking for help, I'm creating it, but I'm creating it with like Archangel Michael moving through me as me, instead of my little ego trying to create something. So it's, I think my creations are better. So that's what I do. You're welcome to do whatever you want. So we're just, I'm inviting anybody to take a little, think about who you're going to work with, take a little bite. So thank you. I'm feeling gratitude for Archangel Michael coming in closer to me than I've felt him before. And I've had a relationship with all of the archangels I call in, but I'm feeling a stronger relationship now. So I'm in gratitude and saying thank you. So when you work with the archangelic realm, you ask, which is what I did. I asked for help, brought it in, and then you feel it, whatever you feel. It could be just a nice, slight little thing. Whatever you feel it, you're like thinking. Then you thank the archangels for helping you, and then you kind of just like let go, like you're not going to be like obsessed with it. You're just kind of let it go and move on to the next thing. Where's your intuition taking you now as you flow through your day? And then you come back to settling down into the ideas and the inspirations that come. So that's the idea with this. We are at 1 o'clock, but I want to quickly, I promised some people that I would talk. So if you can stay, that would be great. Brenda, I know we're like, if you can stay, that's great. I promised some people that I would talk about what's coming up, there's going to be a chance to connect with the Star Series on July 5th. There's going to be, the full moon's going to happen July 3rd. So just before that, I don't know why I didn't put these in order. The next new moon, I'm going to be doing a new moon ceremony next month, a month from now, on July 17th, and it'll be Cancer. It'll be a new moon in Cancer. But what I'm going to be offering has to do with the Venus retrograde into Leo. In Leo is the sign of the essence of who we are as individuals, as we individuate, as we become more and more of who we are uniquely. And she is she starts retrograde process on July 22nd. So watch for emails. This class, there's going to be a class by donation that's going to be later part of my Patreon that I haven't created yet. But I'm just inviting people that are with me now to come, by donation. Your donation could be a testimonial. Your donation could be, a little bit of money, whatever. The Venus cycle and the mythos of Inanna. So we're talking about the cycle of Venus as she goes through different phase changes. And the myth of Inanna was created around the Venus cycle. And so we're going to go through in a meditation, the Inanna journey. And the Inanna journey is embracing and integrating all of you. Inanna is the Queen of Heaven. And so we are all the Queen of Heaven. We all have that with us. And she is also queen of her sister, Erishkigal, queen of the underworld. And so we're integrating those two parts of us and bringing in, embracing all the parts of us that we may have hidden. And when we embrace the parts that are hidden, then we don't have like the kind of resistance that we've had previously, the kind of resistance that wants, alcohol or drugs or food or overwork or whatever it is to just, distract us from what our soul's calling us to do. And so we can shine our light more fully and stand in our power when we're able to not be scared of that we find in ourselves the same greed we so condemn in the other people in the world, or the same hypocrisy, or the same whatever it is that pisses you off when you watch a politician. I don't know what it is. There's plenty of things, and I have to realize, what, that crazy unconscious narcissism is in me too. Shit. Oh, it's so you just kind of have to keep working on yourself, and the more that you're able to accept and embrace, the more you can actually stand in your own power and then be even more amazing, helping as we're moving into all of these really intense, amazing transformational energy that we've been going through and are continuing to go through as we move through these cycles. We're here, you're watching this, so you're not hiding in the unconscious, you're not hiding under a bridge somewhere going, make it stop. No, there's change every moment. So this is my website. It's just my name. You can see my name right here, reneevarnador.com. And we're gonna sing. And I'm thinking of all of you guys that are watching the replay as I'm singing, and I'm including you in this circle that Brenda and I are making, and we're singing this song to each other. And anyway, so this is not, I'm not changing it to sounds for musicians, so it's gonna break. Okay, it's gonna break up because I think we need the words here. So here we go. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brenda, for being here live with me. And thank you, everybody that is here on the replay. Please put your comments in there. And hey, hit the subscribe button too. That'll help it. Give me some subscribers. So thank you, everybody. And